What is going on, guys? Welcome back to I Coach Nutrition Radio. Thank you again for joining me on this week's podcast number 2, as promised, back in the studio here, aka my home office, bringing y'all hopefully what will be some valuable information here to help y'all to really just live a healthy lifestyle, help you to feel better, help you to look better, help you to perform better. That's kind of the mission of I Coach Nutrition. So, guys, today's topic is going to be all about how to buy healthy food for less than you're currently spending on groceries now, right? Essentially, how can I help you to be able to reduce the price of your current grocery shopping spending, amount there that you're, I guess, allocating on a weekly basis or on a monthly basis there, and how can we really kind of break this belief, if you will, that eating healthy has to be expensive? Because the reality of it is, it definitely doesn't have to be that way. And honestly, I would even argue that it actually ends up saving you money, not just in the long term in terms of getting you to be healthier and to not deal with all of these different metabolic disorders and complexities that can come later on in life if you're not prioritizing your health, but even in the short term here as well. So question one, or step one of this is, that you're going to ask yourself is you've got to think to yourself, what are the grocery stores that I'm currently shopping at right now? Right? If you go to more of these premium type grocery stores, meaning you go to Whole Foods, you go to Market Street, you go to Sprouts, you go to Trader Joe's, typically you are going to spend more money going to these types of grocery stores in comparison to going to places like Walmart or Costco or Aldi's. And for so many of y'all, it's situation dependent, right? Some people have big families, and some people are just shopping for themselves. It really just depends on what your situation is, right? But what I would say is that eating healthy does not have to be a situation where you have to feel like it has to be expensive and that you have to, allocate all of this money in order to be able to live a healthy lifestyle, because that's just not the reality. Okay. Anybody can eat healthy, especially living in America. Anybody that lives in America can definitely eat healthy if they want to, and they don't have to feel like they have to go out and spend their whole paycheck to be able to do that. Okay. So step one is thinking about the grocery store that you're going to. If you can shop at a place like Walmart, you can shop at a place like Costco or Aldi's, or Kroger's or Albertsons, or any of these type of places that aren't premium grocers, that number one is going to help you to save money there. Number two is going to be actually coming up with a plan, right? Going into your grocery shopping trip with a plan, whether you're ordering groceries online, like we talked about last time, or whether you're going in and making an old-fashioned list there before going in. If you can go into the grocery store with a plan, you're going to be way more successful in terms of spending the least amount of money possible. Right? We've all been there before where you don't have a plan, right? And you go in, you end up buying way more stuff than you were planning on buying in the first place. And a lot of it ends up being kind of crap, right? Junk food, and essentially you end up spending a lot more money than what you had planned. And it's not even that you bought all of this extra food that you wanted in the first place. It's that maybe you were hungry, maybe you saw this thing that caught your eye, and then now all of a sudden you're buying all these snacks and junk food, and things that honestly can end up self-sabotaging you in a sense once you bring that into your house. So have a plan, right? Whether it's writing it out old school, making a list, or doing this online, doing this with the delivery service. What I would say with the online delivery there is I not only save time with doing that, I also save money, right? Because I'm not distracted by whatever is coming up on the end of the aisles, or whatever is catching my eye as I'm walking through the grocery store. I just search for exactly what I want and exactly what I need. I order that and I move on with my day. So make sure that you have a plan. That's step number 2, right? Failure to plan is planning to fail. Step number 3 is really starting to think about the necessities, right? What are the foods? What are the things that are actually going to make up my wholesome diet there? And what are going to be the things that actually help me to live a healthy lifestyle, right? We got to be very, very intentional with our nutrition, especially if you're working towards a specific goal. Right? Every single thing that you put into your mouth, every single thing that you put into your body is either bringing you one step closer to your goal or one step farther away, right? And so we have to be very intentional with grocery shopping and with the food and the food choices that we're making, right? So when you think about what are the essentials, what are the things that I actually really need? Well, that should be thinking to yourself, hey, I definitely need to get vegetables and fruits when I go grocery shopping. I definitely need to get protein sources when I go grocery shopping. I definitely need to get healthy fats when I go grocery shopping. And I definitely need to get whole grain carbohydrates when I go grocery shopping. Everything else outside of that is going to be more of a, a privilege, if you will, right? Or the non-necessities, right? When you start thinking about all of these different snacks, right, that come up, or all these different desserts or junk foods or condiments or whatever it may be, there, a lot of that stuff's the extra. It's the fluff. It's the stuff that can really add up. Especially when you're thinking about like pre-made foods and pre-made items there. That's where you can get into a lot of trouble with places like Whole Foods, for example, because they have so many things that are like done for you that are pre-prepared and pre-prepped. And you're going to end up spending a lot more money if you do that, right? Anything that you can buy in bulk, right? Anything that you have to cook yourself, prepare yourself, that's always going to save you money. And this is where going to a place like Costco, especially if you have a big family and a bunch of people that you're cooking for, you can end up saving a lot of money doing that. So what are the essentials? What are the necessities that I need? How can I make sure that I'm not getting distracted from going into a grocery store and just putting things into my cart that sound good in the moment, and really being very intentional with what am I going to the grocery store for? Let me stick to the plan, right? Failure to plan is planning to fail. So that's number 3. Number 4 here is going to be thinking about the fact that you don't need to go and buy everything organic, right? You don't need to go buy all grass-fed and wild caught, right? Especially when it comes to things like your meat and your seafood. But even outside of that, right? You're going to spend a lot more money buying organic meats, organic seafood, organic produce. And the reality of it is, especially based off where research currently sits right now, unless you just enjoy the taste and you have the ability to be able to spend the extra money, the research does not stack up to that. Oh, this is so much healthier buying organic versus non-organic, right? So think about that. Consider that. Again, if you like it, if you enjoy it, if you think it tastes better, if it's something that is actually sustainable for you from a financial standpoint, awesome, be my guest. But don't feel like you have to go and spend the extra money on grass-fed or organic or wild caught or any of these marketing terms in a sense, because you don't, and you don't have to, and you can end up saving a lot of money by not following suit with that there. So something to think about there on that. Also, when you're thinking about buying the bare necessities, right? Even for me, who goes to Whole Foods and does my grocery shopping at Whole Foods, when I sit here and I focus on what the plan is, if I only buy meat, seafood, vegetables, and fruits, I can walk out of Whole Foods spending $100 or less for my grocery shopping order, right? But as soon as I start buying frozen meals, any type of frozen product whatsoever, any type of like prepared meals, as soon as I start buying any type of snacks, that's when the grocery order starts going up significantly, right? In fact, sometimes I'll buy the bare necessities, I'll be at $100, right? And as soon as I start buying snacks and frozen things, I could be up to $200 extremely easily, right? So something to think about on that. Buy the necessities, stick to the necessities. Don't feel like you need to sit here and buy all of this, pre-packaged or pre-made food or frozen items or a whole bunch of snack items. And even if you do want to go to a more premium grocer to buy your meat and your seafood and your vegetables and fruits, then do that, and then buy all of the other stuff at more of a non-premium grocer like Walmart. You're going to end up saving a lot of money doing that. In fact, that's typically what we do. So I'll buy our meat, seafood, vegetables, and fruits from Whole Foods, and then my wife, the kids, they snack way more than me. They love their snacks. She's going to be cracking up at me when she watches this, but that's the reality, right? And so I always tell her, hey, buy all the snacks at wherever, Kroger or Target, and let us save quite a bit of money by you doing that, and I'll focus on buying the necessities there. Okay. So how to buy healthy food for less than your current grocery bill. What I want you to do right now, here's your challenge, here's your action item, right? Think about how much money you're currently spending per month, right? Look into your grocery order, look into your last grocery order that you did, or look into this current one that you're about to do, and break it down. How much money are you spending on the essentials, right? How much money are you spending on meat, seafood, vegetables, and fruits? And how much money are you spending on snacks, right? The non-necessities there, right? And what my challenge would be is get you to start focusing on buying more whole foods, right? And buy less snacks, right? If you're actually building your meals out, like this iCoach plate that I always reference, right? If you're thinking about a plate here, quarter of your plate protein, quarter of your plate carbohydrates, half of your plate color, meaning vegetables or fruits or a combination of both, those are going to make you feel a lot, those types of meals are going to make you feel a lot more satiated, right? You're going to get enough protein, you're going to get an adequate amount of fiber in your diet, and you're not going to feel the need to snack all the time, okay? So that's what I'll leave you with. That's what your action items are there. Assess what your current grocery bill is. Again, assess what you're currently spending on average per grocery shopping trip per month, right? And then set a goal, right? Start thinking about how I can reduce, get some of the crap out, focus on the things that really matter, and watch your grocery bill significantly reduce, and really let this be something that helps you to, kind of break that fallacy of that eating healthy has to be expensive, because it absolutely doesn't. And if you can buy in bulk, right? If you can go to places where you can be able to buy in bulk, if you can do more of the cooking and more of the preparing on your own, you're always going to end up saving a whole lot more money doing that. And yes, it could potentially take more time, right? But a lot of the times in life, that's what we're trading, right? We're either trading time or we're trading money, right? And so depending upon what you have more of or less of is going to kind of dictate your decisions there. So guys, hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions with any of this. Again, how do I start to think about this process of eating healthy on a budget, right? And being able to not feel like this is something that I have to sacrifice in my life, because the quality of the food that you're putting in your body and the quantities that support your lifestyle, these are some of the most important things that matter when it comes to nutrition and feeling your best, looking your best, and performing your best. So iCoach family, appreciate you as always. Hope you have an amazing day. And until next time.